Good evening and welcome to NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. The election season is on. 5 important state elections at the end of this year. Now, after the BJP, in fact, having the first movers advantage and announcing host of their candidates for Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and other states. Now, the Congress has finally released its first list of candidates. 144 candidates have been named in the first list of the Congress for the upcoming Madhya Pradesh Assembly polls. Now, fielding State Unit President and former Chief Minister Kamal Nath from Chhindwara, the list includes prominent names such as former Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Kamal Nath, former Minister for Higher Education Jitu Patwari, Digvijay Singh's son Jaivardhan Singh and his brother have also been given tickets as far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned. Meanwhile, the Congress has fielded at least 5 former BJP leaders, including Avdhesh Nayak against Home Minister Narottam Mishra from Datia seat. Former Jyotiraditya Scindia-loyalist Baijnath Yadav has also been fielded by the Congress party. Neeraj Sharma has also, against Scindia-loyalist Minister Govind Singh Rajput from Surkhi seat. Now, apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, the Congress has in fact renamed 70 of its MLAs and has ensured that there is a tight contest in some of the key constituencies. Meanwhile, in Chhattisgarh, at this moment, the Congress party has also announced its first list of 30 candidates, including 19 for the first a phase of polling that includes Chief Minister Bhupesh Singh Baghel and also the Deputy Chief Minister T.S. Singh Dev. There are 13 ministers, those who have been repeated as far as this list is concerned, and a few MLAs, at least 8 MLAs, their names have not been repeated for the fear of anti-incumbency. So now, the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen, between the Congress and the BJP in the key states of Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, along with Rajasthan, is all set as names for many of the candidates from both sides have been announced.
ठीक है, मुकाबला भारतीय जनता पार्टी और कांग्रेस का ही होता है और हम मजबूती से लड़ेंगे। इस बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकार बना रही है। आपके सामने गिरीश देवांगन जी को उतारा गया। कोई भी लड़े, कांग्रेस का ही प्रत्याशी है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के एक कार्यकर्ता तैयार है। लगातार दूसरी बार जो है बाहरी प्रत्याशी पे उतारा जा रहा है। क्या लगता है राजनांदगांव में कांग्रेस का कोई नहीं आपके सामने? फैसला राजनांदगांव की जनता को करना है, उनका फैसला अंतिम होगा।
माननीय कमलनाथ जी हैं, जिनने क्षेत्र की, किसान की, गरीब की और सबसे बड़ी बात सुर्खी में आतंक, जो अत्याचार का माहौल था, वो आज कमलनाथ जी ने आपके बीच के, आपके भाई, आपके परिवार के, आपके बेटा को, आपके गांव के, आपकी सुर्खी विधानसभा क्षेत्र के एक गरीब ब्राह्मण के लिए टिकट देके ये साबित कर दिया कि कांग्रेस पार्टी आप गरीबों की, किसानों की चिंता कर रही है, क्षेत्र की चिंता कर रही है।
The list for Telangana for the Congress party is also out. But what we'll do first, my colleagues are joining us. Anurag Dwari is trying to give us perspective from Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Uma Sudhir is also joining us for Telangana. Let me come to you, in fact, Anurag, first on the list which has been now announced for Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. What are the salient features? Because BJP already had the first mover advantage. They have announced maximum number of candidates in both these states. How's the battlefield in both these states looking now?
So a really interesting list from the Congress here in Madhya Pradesh, Ankit, and it will be Congress is also pushing a soft Hindutva agenda, and it's against the tried and tested agenda of the BJP here. So Vikram Mastal, a small screen actor playing as Hanuman in Ramayana serial against Shivraj Singh Chauhan from Budni constituency. And apart from that, I would also like to tell you that they have dropped the former speaker of Madhya Pradesh, NP Prajapati, from Gotegaon constituency and 3 other MLAs also. But I wanted to focus on one thing, because the Congress is time again repeating what Kashiram used to say, jiski jitni sankhya bhari, uski utni hissedari. So in their first list, out of 140 44 candidates, 47 or 33% are from the general category, 39 or 27% are from the OBC category, 30 tribals, 21%, and 22 candidates, which comes around 15%, are from scheduled caste category, and 6 are from minority category, including 1 Muslim candidate. So these are the salient features of the Congress list here in Madhya Pradesh, and they have given tickets to dynasts of Congress and the dynastic families of the BJP also, who has joined the Congress recently.
Very, very interesting. Anurag, talking about Chhattisgarh, where Bhupesh Baghel is hoping that he would be able to make a comeback, and Chhattisgarh has had a history of repeating governments. About 30 names have been announced. At least the confusion over T.S. Singh Deo for the Congress party side is over. BJP has not announced the name from the Ambikapur candidate, but Congress has made sure that the Deputy Chief Minister is in the fray.
Yes, though they have dropped 5 sitting MLAs in this first list only, but as you said, the suspense, at least from Congress side, is up, and T.S. Singh Dev has been shielded from Ambikapur, and let's wait and watch what BJP will do, because as of now they have not named any candidates from Ambikapur.
Very, very interesting. Thank you so much, Anurag, for joining us. Before I go to Uma to try and understand how the battlefield now is looking at after the Congress has released the list, Uma just sent us one report. There was high drama in the Telangana Congress after the party released the first list of 55 candidates out of the 119 assembly seats. Some people were crying, protests were taking place, and effigies were burnt. In fact, for people, those who were not able to get the tickets. This all happened at Hyderabad's headquarters of the Congress party, the Gandhi Bhavan. So it doesn't become the venue, in fact, at this moment for the protest. Now, this is, Uma, it is understandable. Every party goes through this. There are multiple aspirants, people, those who don't get the tickets are quite upset. But with this first list, what are the major features, and how do you now see the battlefield stacked up?
Okay, the Congress in Telangana was seen as a resurgent force now and really vying and a real contender for forming the government after the elections this year end. What is now happening is that after the first list, if the Congress had hoped that there would be minimum rebel activity, because from the 18th for 3 days they are going to have Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi joining the Congress bus yatra, and they didn't want this kind of a drama actually playing out, and that would be one reason, I would think, why they limited the list to 55, because for the rest there's going to be more trouble coming. And even in this, like you mentioned, there were rebel candidates who were crying and vowing that they will in fact take vengeance on Revant Reddy. Many of them saying that we are now going to start a campaign saying Revant Hatao and Congress Bachao and so on and so forth. But from the Congress side, I must say, they have done the caste balance as expected. Reddys were the highest number of seats, OBCs coming next, and Velama, and then SC about 12, and ST and women are 6 candidates as well. So while they are doing this, there's another drama that happened. Ponala Lakshman, a very senior leader in the party, in fact had resigned, after which Revant Reddy made some very uncharitable remarks, saying that he has been 40 years in our party and at this very senior age, at the brink of death. That's actually what he said in Telugu. Why would he want to change his party? After which, in fact, K.T. Ramarao, working president of BRS, went in and met Ponala Lakshmaya. He's seen as a senior OBC leader, and his moving to the BRS, in a sense, trying to convey that we are the ones who support the OBC, and that the Congress has become a Reddy-based party, a Reddy-dominated party, and that's what the BRS would try to convey, because Revant Reddy had said that he will give at least 34 seats to the Congress, to the OBCs in the Reddy list. On the other hand, we are also having the BRS, which released its manifesto today. And while KCR already announced 115 candidates of the BRS, he was only able to give B forms to about 51 today. What we understand is that there are going to be changes. Already there have been a couple of changes made to the list that was given, quite in advance. And that can be brewing some trouble for the BRS as well. Some leaders quite tense now about whether they are going to lose their seat or rather their ticket this time. But the BRS manifesto, I must say, on its side has tried to do one up on the 6 guarantees that the Congress had promised. So in that sense, they are going up. If the Congress said that they would give a gas cylinder for 500 rupees, now KCR says that he will give a gas cylinder for 400 rupees for BPL families. And in BPL families in Telangana is more than 90% of the population, at least officially. Back to you.
Everybody now putting everything on the line as far as elections of Telangana is concerned. The BRS in trying to do a one-upmanship as far as the manifesto goes. Uma, thank you so much. But now with the names coming in, with these issues cropping in various political party, how is the battle stacked up ahead of the 2023 elections? Joining me at this moment, Sanjay Singh, senior journalist, political analyst, is with us. We also have Smita Gupta, senior political journalist and commentator, joining us this evening. I welcome both of you. I want to understand from you, Ms. Gupta, first. It is understandable for every political party, of course, ahead of the elections, there will be rebels, multiple aspirants from one seat. But where we stand at this moment, how do you see the battle line stacked overall going into these 5 state elections?
Well, I think this set of 5 elections is critical for the Congress party, because the Congress party is in power in Rajasthan and in Chhattisgarh, and it is in power in the country only in 4 states. So, it is 2 out of 4 states here. It is the principal opposition in Madhya Pradesh, in Telangana, and it's also the second party in Mizoram. So for the Congress party, if it is to emerge as a kind of leader in the India coalition for the 2024 elections, these elections are critical. As far as the reports that are coming in so far, there is a sense that, as I think one of your reporters also said, that in Chhattisgarh, it looks likely that Bhupesh Baghel may, win the election once more for the Congress party. In Madhya Pradesh, the Congress stands a good chance of winning this election. In Rajasthan, of course, the BJP appears to have an edge. And in Telangana, even if the Congress is unable to defeat the Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti government, it is expected to do better. And as I said, these elections are critical for the way it places itself for the 2024 elections.
Right.
And one other point that I want to raise is this election will also be a test for the Congress's new interest in the caste census. As we know that when the Mandal Commission report was accepted in the early 90s, the BJP may not have accepted it fully, may not have agreed with it fully, but it took it on board.
Right.
And at that time, their organizing general secretary, Govindacharya, had even coined the phrase social engineering. It took Congress, a BJP, a decade, but they managed to, include the OBC factor within the Hindutva net.
Okay.
The Congress didn't do that. This time, the Congress is going full on this issue of caste.
So
and
it will
OBCs.
also be a test of how much can this issue actually swing the votes, because this is going to be very, very important ahead of the 2024 elections. But Sanjay Singh, just spinning it from the BJP's perspective, what would be at this moment for the Bharatiya Janata Party? They have not named Shivraj Singh Chauhan as the chief ministerial candidate for the upcoming Madhya Pradesh polls. They have not named any chief minister for Rajasthan, and they have not even named a face for Chhattisgarh as well. Going by by these elections, what would be an ideal situation for the Bharatiya Janata Party? What would be the challenge that you think that they are going to encounter as far as these elections are concerned? What's your sense?
Election in these states, all these 5 states, in particular, which are in Hindi heartland, where BJP and Congress are pitted head to head against each other. It's a departure, of course, it's a departure from BJP's policy, not naming a chief minister. This is not an exception. I think if you look at a state as important as Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Maharashtra, Tripura, and the list goes on. Even the incumbent chief minister was there, their party's chief minister was there in Assam. It was not very clear as to if he was to be repeated as Chief Minister, and he was not after elections. So this is slight departure, yet not an exception, not naming a Chief Ministerial candidate. It has both advantages and disadvantages. At this stage, BJP workers, BJP sympathizers would like to see this as an advantage, because if you go with collective leadership, I think everybody puts in their best resources and marshal out to try and do the best in their zone of influence. The workers aligned with respective leaders also try and work very hard. What happens when you name a chief ministerial candidate? The leader's charisma has to be there. In the sense, if you look back in all these three states, in 2003, BJP had named Raman Singh and Vasundhara Raje. None of them are, of course, Vasundhara Raje is there in Rajasthan, Raman Singh is there in Chhattisgarh, Uma Bharti, of course, on the sidelines. But if you see, there's too much of talk about not naming a chief ministerial candidate. But at this point, this change in strategy also putting some MPs from the parliament, Lok Sabha MPs and Rajya Sabha MPs to the state election also makes a slight shift in the strategy. So maybe that augurs good. That's what they would like to hope.
Right. But Sanjay Singh, so while putting in so many MPs, those who are some of them like Narottam Mishra in Madhya Pradesh or Jyotiraditya Scindia, a few others there as well. Similarly, in Rajasthan, Jaivardhan Rathore, and people are still talking about Gajendra Shekhawat also throwing in his hat. The fact remains that while there are too many aspirants for the chief minister's post, no matter what the result would be, it also somewhere is healthy competition. Everybody tries to win. Everybody tries to put in as much as they can. But do you reckon these elections are going to seal the fate for two of very important leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party? In Madhya Pradesh, possibly one of the longest running chief ministers, Shivraj Singh Chauhan's fate is going to be sealed, and Vasundhara Raje would also, her future will be decided post this election of 2023.
If you'll appreciate that election actually decides anybody's and everybody's fate. What makes this interesting about Vasundhara Raje first, because she had been chief minister twice, and when she won very handsomely at the campaign. In last elections, Vasundhara Raje's stock was down, but that was 5 years ago. In 5 years' time, people actually, if they punish a particular leader, they tend to forget that, and once punished, maybe the leader bounces back. But there are a whole lot of other permutations and combinations. I'm not very sure as to what would happen post-election results if the BJP wins. At this moment, I think respective leaders' kind of attention would be to maximize the number of supporters. Their supporters get the ticket and they win. That would be their first priority of the leaders, the taller leaders. In case of Madhya Pradesh, I think situation is slightly more interesting out there. But Shivraj Singh Chauhan is still on the forefront of campaign.
Yes.
He's putting all his strength. He's very popular, still very popular. And he is also very popular among women. But then there are certain other factors. Putting Narendra Singh Tomar, making Narendra Singh Tomar as assembly candidate has kind of made this initiated, provoked all kinds of debate. I don't know what happens if the BJP wins, whether Shivraj Singh Chauhan will be given some time to continue, whether he'll be asked to shift to center, because in the next three months' time, parliamentary elections will be announced post these elections. But yes, situation is very interesting out there in both these states, and a lot of talking points for us and for the people and electorate. They would actually enjoy talking about these things. When you go to elections, as we know, in India, it's festive season in the states where this is actually going to pose.
Sanjay Singh, one thing you are right. Otherwise, both of us would be largely be extremely bored journalists. There is so much that these political parties give us to talk about by throwing these googlies, and especially the BJP. But Smita's, in conclusion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and I remember he was addressing a rally just recently in Rajasthan. He said, your candidate is Kamal. So basically the BJP is, with this collective leadership program, in these elections at least, is going with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's face and the party and party first. does it in any way also exposes Prime Minister Modi ahead of 2024? This is a very crucial factor. If the BJP doesn't get the kind of results that they're hoping for, will the Prime Minister be exposed, at least within the BJP and from outside, to more attacks as far as his invincible image is concerned?
Well, I'd like to say two things. One, of course, you're right that by projecting the party symbol and himself as a key focus for these elections, the BJP would like to distract attention from the kind of infighting and other problems that the BJP is having in these states, particularly in Madhya Pradesh, where there is fatigue 20 years of the BJP. There have been stories about corruption, etc. Yes, if the BJP performs badly in these elections, then Mr. Modi will certainly be open to attack. But then, who would they replace him with? I can't see anybody replacing him. I mean, there has been talk about Yogi Adityanath being brought in and things, but I think though that's just speculation. And I would just like to draw your attention to the last set of assembly elections.
Right.
That took place 5 years ago, when the Congress actually won 3 states.
Yes.
They won Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and everybody was very excited, and they thought that this is going to set the tone for the 2019 Lok Sabha elections.
Okay.
But exactly the reverse happened. I mean, I can just give you just one figure. You had Madhya Pradesh, Congress won 114 seats and 40.9% in the assembly poll, and they got only 1 seat in the Lok Sabha.
You're right.
And 30.5. So maybe people do, go to these elections with,
Yeah. At least in Indian elections, in Indian election, the worst thing that you can do is extrapolate whatever is happening in a state and try and make a picture for the Lok Sabha elections. But last election also, I mean, there is some sort of an agreement that the Congress possibly was not this confident. These victories were surprise victories for the Congress party as well. They did not have much time to try and create that momentum or keep the momentum going. At this time, at least with India Alliance going on, winning Karnataka, possibly these elections will have a different impact. And while the Prime Minister is concerned, there is whether the BJP loses or wins these elections, there is no doubt that he still remains the most popular leader. There is nobody as far as the comparison is concerned. But at least for the opposition, it will be a shot in arm, a chance that they would feel that they can get ahead of 2024.
Rank and file of the party, which is also very important.
Absolutely. Thank you so much to both of you for sharing your views on this.